Okay, welcome back. So I have had to change my recording software. I was using OBS Studios and I had it set up for streaming, so the quality wasn't as good as what I originally had thought. I didn't recognize that until it was uploaded to YouTube. It's already up. I'm not going to bother re-recording it because the quality isn't up to par. So that's where it's going to be. Anyways, so you start a new game. You wake up, you come outside the vault, and because you were in the military and you were a badass operator, you have a nice prepper stash nearby. If you are playing as Nora, your husband was a badass operator, and you know that he has a prepper stash nearby, so you're going to go dig it up. So, make sure God mode is on, so I don't die a whole bunch while doing this. So, quest is better have it and not need it. And that quest ends up. Now this here, this is a little cheat item. You can take it, you cannot take it, up to you. Picking it up will give you 32,000 experience points, and that level bar will go on forever. It'll bring you up to level 30. The reason for this is that the Galac-Tac mod takes place in the edge of the glowing sea, but is meant to be an alternative start. So to make you not so squishy and to have stuff that you can kind of fight. So you can get some decent perks. Pick that up, and then you can assign 30 levels worth of experience points to it. We're going to skip that because it tends to mess with the pop-ups while I'm making this video. We're just going to go ahead and move forward. We're not going to do the Cosworth intro because we've all done it a million times. You don't need to watch me play that. There we are. Alright. Let's go see about a Garbagy.
All by yourself. You want to come with me, pal? Okay then, let's stick together.
All out. We'll move on. So as you'll notice, got a new quest that starts as soon as you hit here. The raiders are coming.
Please.
This is the little control quest to end out Preston Garbagy and the Minutemen. So once it starts, you have 12 minutes real time to in-game hours to get upstairs and get into the room where Preston and the rest of the gang are hanging out. If you do not get in there before that happens, they die. This note here starts off the alternative quest line and directs you to where the new faction is. So we're going to go in.
No more British occupation!
You know what? I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna decide. You know what? I don't really want to fight my way up here if there's a bunch of strangers I don't even really like. I'm gonna exit out. Just gonna take a knee. You know, have a little rest. I'm a little winded. I'm tired. I just woke up. I was in a freezer for 200 years. So we're going to wait the 2 hours. The main quest completes. You get the XP for that. And then the Minutemen. Save the Minutemen quest, the one that I made, is successfully failed. And that quest finishes out. You get a little XP bump for it. So, you might be asking, now what? Well, you're not the general of the Minutemen. Oh, look, my corpse has showed up. There you go.
Yes.
Hold on, I'm Murphy. Oh no, he's a synth. Spoiler alert. Alright. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, okay. So now that you're not the general of the Minutemen, how does everything else work? Well, technically, from a technical standpoint on the back end, the Minutemen aren't dead. I've relocated them to a jail cell that they can never escape and the player can never get into. So all the other scripts that still call on those NPCs for quest variables, they still function because the NPCs are still there and they're still alive. What about all these settlements? Well, you can still go and do all the settlement quests for them, but because you're not the general, you cannot retain ownership of them. So, I will show you what that looks like. We're going to go to the Abernathy's. I'm just going to console command through the Locket quest because I don't feel like you guys need to watch me do this this quest to go receive the Locket or get into a small firefight with some raiders. It's not very entertaining when you've got God mode on. Now, if you feel like being nice people and rescuing Preston and the Minutemen, you will be given an option and a warning message will pop up when Preston asks you to take over being the general. This happens after doing the Corvega mission and the Ten Pines Bluff mission, where you have to go and basically travel halfway across the wasteland to take out a group of raiders that are halfway across the wasteland that are bothering the settlement. Anyways, so that's after that mission happens, and Preston gives you his heartfelt speech about how, you know, you're the best hope to be the new Minuteman, and you say no. Same thing happens. Minuteman Quest shut down. You cannot retain ownership of any pre-populated settlements now. Blank, unpopulated settlements, something like Red Rocket, for example, you can always retain ownership of. It doesn't affect that in any way. It's just simply the pre-populated settlements. So Grey Garden, Ten Pines, Oberlin Station, just those kind of ones that, you know, what's the other one? The Greenhouse one. Any one of those settlements that have NPCs before you show up, you cannot retain ownership of because you're not the Minuteman.
That's close enough, stranger. We're a peaceful farm. We don't want any trouble.
It's okay, I'm friendly. Don't worry. I'll get that locket back for you.
Good. Connie feels like it's a part of Mary. I don't think she'll rest easy again as long as it's gone.
Alright. So we've gone there. We've done this. Blah, 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 blah.
I've got that locket back for you.
You serious? That's great news. Connie's gonna be speechless. I'm sure she'll go lean on her prices after what you've done. And feel free to use our workshop. Least we can do.
So, while we're here, immediately completing the mission, you have access to the workshop. You show up on your map as being part of your settlement settlement system, but once you leave, damn cat, once you leave the area, out of the build area, you lose ownership of it, as you were just visiting. You're a guest. You can no longer use their settlement, and I personally like the fact that I'm no longer responsible for them, because I don't want to be responsible for rebuilding the Minutemen. This is a great little option for people who are role-playing as, you know, a mercenary. But say you really, really, really want this settlement. It's just, you really want to be able to build an Abernathy farm. Well, fortunately, the only way to take ownership of a settlement that you didn't do a mission for, you gotta become a raider.
What just happened?
Sorry, Mr. Abernathy. I just really wanted this land. And now, you can retain ownership of it. You can do this for all populated settlements. And once again, this won't affect the main quest line. If you're not playing as the Minutemen, if you're doing a Brotherhood of Steel playthrough, a Railroad playthrough, Institute playthrough, or our new faction, the Vengarian Guard, you will not be affected by the Minutemen being missing, other than the settlement workshop ownership component, which is easily rectified with some 5.5.6. Alright. Now, going back previously to what I was saying, if you want to be nice to the Minutemen and help them out and prevent them from dying, you can do that. You do the normal playthrough. You go through, kill the Deathclaw, bring them back to Sanctuary. Preston will give you the first quest to go out and help Ten Pines Bluff. You'll go to Corvega, you'll kill Jared. You'll return, and Preston will give you his heartfelt speech about how, you saved him and how you should be the general. There is a built-in option that if you say no, that basically delays the quest. But if you're playing the vanilla game and you ignore Preston and you continue to collect settlements, the game automatically assumes you're doing a Minutemen playthrough. If you tell Preston, no, I'm not going to be the general of the Minutemen, it shuts down those control quests, and it shuts down that counter for the Minutemen missions, where if you collect 8 settlements, you go and take the castle. It shuts down all of that, and you are left in the same situation where you can't collect populated settlements. You can build in empty settlements all you want. You will retain ownership of the empty settlements all you want. You can recruit settlers to those settlements all you want, but they're not quote-unquote Minutemen settlements. They all function the same way. You've got your trade routes, you can recruit vendors, you can recruit level 4 NPCs, specialized character NPCs. All of that functions the same. It's just, if the settlement is populated and you are not the general, they have no reason to join you. So this is one of our hidden little built-in features to trying to get that real, I'm just going to be a merc, I'm just here for the money, I don't care about governing you. That was kind of an option that was left out from the vanilla game that we felt that it was not quite fair to force the player into being the savior of the Commonwealth. So this really fits the overall theme of our mod of just, I am not special, I am just a gun for hire. And that was really an overall theme that we wanted to carry through with our mod. And we found that with the settlement system, with you being the general of the Minutemen remaining intact, it just didn't quite mesh with the rest of our themes. That being said, it is not forced upon you. You can decide to continue on and be the general of the Minutemen. You can continue to do all of the Minutemen quests all the way up until the castle gets attacked and still enjoy our content and our missions. You are forced into a choice towards the end of the game on which faction you're going to complete the game with, whether it's one of the vanilla factions or whether it's with our new faction. But for the players that are not huge fans of settlement management system and you have no desire, you can just let the Minutemen die. Or you can take them home, let them set up in Sanctuary, refuse to be the general of the Minutemen. All of the Minutemen that are in Sanctuary will function as settlers, but they will not give you the normal Minutemen quest. They'll still do the normal dialogue thing and Mama Murphy and all of that. That all still functions. You're just not the general. So you taking out and collecting all these settlements for yourself or for the new factions or for other factions, if you are playing with mods that allow, Railroad or Institute settlements, those will all be there. All right. I hope that you guys enjoy it. Within the next week or so, there's going to be the release of the open beta, where everyone will be able to come onto our Discord server, download the open beta, play it, troubleshoot it, find some bugs, help us squash bugs, and then hopefully 2 to 3 weeks after that, we will be doing the Nexus launch. Thank you guys very much, and I hope you enjoy it.